Welcome back to your channel. I, CA Shilpa Goel, will be discussing with you when GSTR 9 and 9C is applicable. But before that, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, then do subscribe to our channel and don't forget to share the bell button next to the channel. Firstly, it's important to first understand what is GSTR 9 and 9C. Shilpa, you're telling us when it is applicable, but first tell us what is GSTR 9 and what is GSTR 9C. So basically, GSTR 9 and 9C are two forms given by the government which a GST registered taxpayer needs to file it. Let's first understand what is GSTR 9. GSTR 9 is basically an annual return. When I say annual, means needs to be filed at the end of the year, like for the whole year. Due dates for GSTR 9 keep on changing because as the portal is not yet ready for filing the annual return, it keeps on extending. For financial year 18-19, it is 30th June 2020. So GSTR 9 is basically a annual return wherein the taxpayer discloses his consolidated sales, consolidated purchases and tax paid thereon. When I'm saying consolidated, it means not a line-wise entry, but yes, a separate head is there for taxable sales, a separate row for exempt supplies, a separate row for export supplies and so on. But yes, you don't have to put a line-wise item, that is invoice-wise item. You just have to consolidate and put it at one place. The annual return filed by the taxpayer is considered as the final return for the said year. So in case if you have missed anything which you have not disclosed in GSTR 3B or GSTR 1, you can disclose it in the annual return and file the same. That will be considered as if you have self-declared the supplies or the which you have missed and you are showing it in your return. So this is GSTR 9. It is to be filed by the taxpayer, whereas GSTR 9C is to be filed by the auditor. It is basically an audit of your GST return. Where I am saying GST 9 is basically again a self-declaration form which the taxpayer has to file. When I say self-declaration, means the taxpayer himself has to prepare this form basis the details available with him, compute the liability. If there is any shortage, he has to file a return. He has to pay the taxes through DPT 03, through Challan. Whereas this GSTR 9C is being prepared by the auditor. This return, GSTR 9C, is basically an audit of your GST return. Here there is a comparison between the books as well as the GST annual return which you have filed. In case it may be on the same lines of a GST annual return or it may be different. In case if it's the same, there will not be any discrepancies. Whereas if there is any difference between your GST annual return and as well as your financial statement, the auditor has to give a reasoning as to why there is a return. And in case where your self-assessed return values do not match with that of an auditor, you may also be asked to pay the liability. Further, a reconciliation statement also needs to be submitted along with the auditor. So basically, GSTR 9C itself is a reconciliation statement which the auditor needs to reconcile the amount between the books as well as the GST annual return and show it on the return. So this was what is GSTR 9 and 9C. Now we'll see when it is applicable. So basically, GSTR 9 is applicable when your aggregate turnover in the previous year exceeds 2 crores. Earlier, GSTR 9 was applicable to everyone and GSTR 9C on exceeding the 2 crores limit. However, now recently the government has made a changes and they have said that GSTR 9 is optional for all and it is mandatory for taxpayers who have their aggregate turnover in the previous year exceeding 2 crores. So earlier where GSTR 9 was compulsory for all and 9C was applicable on exceeding 2 crores. Now the government has made that change and they have said that any taxpayer exceeding 2 crores is required to file GSTR 9 as well as 9C. Now, of late, considering the COVID scenario where everyone is locked down and it's difficult to share your data with the auditor and get your books of accounts audited, government has now increase the limit for GSTR 9C as well. GSTR 9C would be applicable when your aggregate turnover in the previous year exceeds 5 crores. So now when this entire table says when GSTR 9 is mandatory. GSTR 9 is mandatory when your aggregate turnover in the previous year exceeds 2 crores, and GSTR 9C is mandatory when your aggregate turnover in the previous year exceeds 5 crores. Now you'll be asking me a question, Shilpa, what is this aggregate turnover? I know that once it exceeds 2 crores, GSTR 9 is applicable. Once it exceeds 5 crores, GSTR 9C is also applicable. But what is aggregate turnover? So let's understand the definition of aggregate turnover. Aggregate turnover means aggregate value of the following: all taxable supplies excluding value of inward supplies on which taxable is payable by a person on reverse charge basis. For example, import of services, security services, advocate services, those would be excluded from output taxable supplies. Second, what is included in the definition of aggregate turnover is exempt supplies. Exempt supplies means those supplies which have been on which no GST is paid because they are exempt by way of a notification. Third is export of goods or services or both. And fourth is interstate supplies of a person having the same PAN, that's permanent account number. This is in case of branch transfers where you have one, say, main HO in Mumbai and second branch in Gujarat. As per the GST law, once you cross the state borders, even if the second party is your branch, still for the purpose of GST, it will be considered as a separate taxpayer and you need to take a separate register under the Gujarat tax laws. And whatever services or supplies you are doing from Maharashtra to Gujarat, you have to charge GST on the same. So here, for the purpose of aggregate turnover, also interstate supplies would be considered. So interstate supplies is a combination of all taxable supplies, second exempt supplies, export of goods, as well as interstate supplies of a person having same PAN number. This is to be computed on all India basis, but it excludes CST, SGST, UGST, IGST and cess paid thereon. So in short, we have to consider the net amount and not the gross amount. Here we have explained this by way of an example as to when GSTR 9 and 9C would be applicable considering the aggregate turnover. So here there's a type of supply: taxable supply, exempt supply, interstate, export, supply liable to reverse charge. We have divided the data into 3 states. That is, you have your branches in 3 states. In my first state, if you see, I have considered 100, 50 and 200. I have not considered this 20 because as we saw in the previous definition, it excludes the value of inward supply on which tax is payable on reverse charge basis. So here I have excluded this 20 and my total comes to 350. In case of second state, we have only one supply, that's taxable supply, so 150 comes over here. In case of state 3, there are various 25, 25, 20, 75. Again here we have not considered this 10. So my total comes to 145. If I go by state specific, so you might say that since my turnover of individual state, only state 1 is exceeding 2 crores, that's 350 lakhs. GSTR 9 is applicable. Rest 9C doesn't seem to be applicable. But as we said that we need to see aggregate turnover on all India basis. So that means the turnover of all your states would be considered for the purpose of computing the aggregate turnover. So it will be state 1 plus state 2 plus state 3 coming to a total of 6.45 crores. Here it means that GSTR 9 as well as GSTR 9C would be applicable to you. I hope friends it is clear that when GSTR 9 and GSTR 9C would be applicable. In case if you have any queries related to the topic, do let us know in the comment section. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.